Nigeria and Ethiopia share a robust history of bilateral engagement characterized by significant collaboration across various sectors. Both countries have worked closely together in areas such as peacekeeping and economic partnership. Additionally, both nations play pivotal roles in regional peacekeeping efforts, contributing troops to African Union missions and collaborating on strategies to address conflicts in the Horn of Africa and West Africa. Their commitment to peace and stability has positioned them as a key players in promoting security across continent. With large populations, Nigeria and Ethiopia poses significant influence in Africa and a vast workforce. Economically, the two countries have explored various avenues for partnership, including trade agreements and investment opportunities. The presence of Nigerian investors in Ethiopia, such as the prominent Aliko Dangote, exemplifies this fraternity. These two African giants believe in African solution for African problems. For instance, the role of former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo in mediating between the federal government and the TPLF during Pretoria Peace Accords was mentioning, showcasing the trust and cooperation between Ethiopia and Nigeria. Both nations recognize the potential for mutual growth through cooperation in sectors such as agriculture, energy, technology, aiming to enhance trade relations and reduce barriers while reflecting a shared vision for economic development. Overall, the bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Ethiopia serves as a model for cooperation in Africa, illustrating the importance of collaboration in addressing regional challenges and fostering sustainable growth. Recently, Vice President of Nigeria Kashim Shettima was welcomed by President of Oromia Regional State Shimallis Abdisa alongside Ethiopian Foreign Minister Gideon Timotheos and Coordinator of Oromia Rural Development Cluster with the rank of Vice President Adisu Araga. Together, they embarked on a visit to various development initiatives in Oromia. The visit aimed to explore collaborative efforts in knowledge exchange and sharing development experience. During the tour, the delegation observed several projects and initiatives, including the Adama Industrial Parks Development Corporation, Asama IP Avocado Nursery Sites, a model farm in milk production, Mojo Poultry and horticulture investment at the outskirts of Bishoftu. The visit highlighted Ethiopia's ambitious agricultural reforms and its commitment to sustainable development. Vice President Shettima commended Ethiopia's comprehensive development efforts, particularly its green legacy initiatives aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and combating climate change.
Well, I was overwhelmed with joy that the real economic renaissance of Africa is in the offing. Ethiopia has become the pathfinder, the front runner in us reclaiming our pride and our continent. And we are mightily proud. We just visited a lady who is successfully exporting her products to other parts of the world. I was thrilled by the Green Legacy program, because it's a win-win situation. We are reclaiming our lands through afforestation. We are creating jobs in terms of gender inclusion and even youth empowerment initiative, because a lot of youth are employed in raising the seedlings, in planting the trees. I think Ethiopia is a success story worthy of emulation by all African nations. And this is a nation of over 100 million people. The success of Ethiopia will replicate around the length and breadth of East and Southern Africa as well.
He stated that these initiatives should serve as a model for other African nations and beyond. Shettima expressed his intention to implement similar green legacy campaigns in Nigeria starting this coming rainy season, leveraging insight gained from Ethiopia's experiences. He emphasized the importance of collaborations in addressing environmental challenge and fostering economic growth through sustainable practices.
We intend to plant 20 billion trees in the next rainy season, but it requires a lot of planning, it requires a lot of energy and drive, which Ethiopia was able to successfully galvanize the population. And greater credit goes to the Prime Minister. When a fish starts getting rotten, it starts from the head. And when the head is good, the rest of the body tends to be good. I think the President of Ethiopia, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, is a game changer, is a phenomenal leader, one of the best that the continent has ever produced. But out of his own humility, he tends to downplay his accomplishments. I have been to so many nations. I have never seen any nation that has performed so spectacularly in the past 5 to 6 years greater than Ethiopia.
Furthermore, the Vice President acknowledged the deep-rooted relationship between Ethiopia and Nigeria, noting that the ties between the two nations are currently at their strongest. He underscored the potential for enhanced cooperation in various sectors, including agriculture, trade, and environmental sustainability.
Well, I visited the Science Museum yesterday. All the edifices I visited were constructed in the last 5 to 6 years. You have seen tremendous improvements in road construction infrastructure, which is very key. In Addis alone, the nation witnessed 250 kilometers of expressways, which I have never seen in any part of Africa. So seeing is believing. It's practical for anybody to see and judge. We are very proud of him. We are proud of Ethiopia because he has a very good team that are supporting him. The President of Oromia is doing a wonderful job driving the process of change and agricultural revolution. You are now self-sufficient in wheat production. Before then, you used to import $1 billion worth of wheat every year. Now you are even exporting to Djibouti, Kenya, and some other African nations, which is a testimony to the quality of leadership you have in your country. If Nigeria and Ethiopia works, Africa will work. Jointly, the two of us constitute over 350 million people, more than the population of the United States. If Nigeria functions, because the trajectory of global growth is facing Africa, and Nigeria and Ethiopia will make or mar that destination. We are the youngest continent. The average age of the Nigerian nation is 17, and I believe the average age of the Ethiopian nation may equally be hovering around that figure. So we have to make these two countries work harmoniously for the greater good of our continent.
The delegation appreciated the Vice President's visit, noting that it marks a significant step toward strengthening bilateral relationship and fostering collaboration between Ethiopia and Nigeria with a shared vision of sustainable development for the region.
It's historical, given the mileage of the relationship between Ethiopia and Nigeria, given their long historic relationship. And of course, too, in particular, yesterday we did hear the Vice President said when he was the Vice President-elect in Nigeria that he spent almost a week in Ethiopia coming to understudy the agricultural potential of Ethiopia. So it tells you the mutual relation, the mutual respect he has for Ethiopia, given some of the records you've broken. And of course, too, in terms of bilateral relations, this is a deepened way. It's not just about coming over and sharing pleasantries. There should be practicals, there should be deliverables attached to it, there should be things you could tap up. So we've come here to look at, to participate in the Green Legacy project of Prime Minister Abiy, and of course to see where we could come in, see where we could partner, see where we could learn, see where we could support the initiative. It's a very, very nice, it's a very deepened aspect that not just about Ethiopia and Nigeria, but indeed across Africa, like the Vice President did emphasize. And so by the special grace of God, we look forward to more deepening of such relationship with more trips. We also look forward to Prime Minister Abe also visiting Nigeria and seeing areas where he could also tap from us from deeply, whether in terms of stripes in wheat, whether in terms of our stripes in cassava, whether in terms of our own efforts too at ensuring that we all totally committed to building the Africa of our dreams. And it's such wonderful seeing this kind of visit and seeing the kind of receptibility from the Prime Minister to the Nigerian delegation. So Mr. Vice President will be taking a lot of things back home. He'll be taking intellect, he'll be taking practical understanding, he'll be taking, you can see him, he's already discussing about transportation of seats and transposition of knowledge. So that is one way we can go on.
Well, the visit has been an eye-opener. It's been very phenomenal, the achievement of Ethiopia with respect to agricultural transformation, infrastructure transformation has been nothing short of phenomenal. And I think the Vice President has a whole lot of, the President has a whole lot of, respect for the people of Ethiopia. Prior to his swearing in as the president of the nation after the election, he sent the vice president to come to Ethiopia to come and study the miracle, what I can call miracle, the wheat transformation in Ethiopia. So this is a much more expanded visit, because then it was only focused on wheat. But now we are now seeing from the green legacy, the plantation with the normal economic trees and other aesthetic trees for environmental conservation. We have seen also what I can call with the plantation, we have very bold vision in terms of avocado. This year, adding 68,000 hectares of avocado is something phenomenal, transformational, and we must commend the government and people of Ethiopia for carrying through such a big and bold vision.
And that's why Mr. Vice President is here, to look at where it is that the Ethiopian government has made successes, what have been their challenges. And of course, Prime Minister Abe too did call for an all-inclusive African devotion towards making sure that this particular initiative succeed. If we've always believed, and the Vice President has always said it, like if one country in Africa succeeds, you understand, definitely other countries could be put in to succeed. And then if you take into cognizance the population of Ethiopia and Nigeria, you'd agree with me that, look, if Nigeria succeed in the sub-Saharan region, definitely too, it's a big win. So it's political will, it's government will, it's initial will, and it's good to see that we Africans are beginning to think alike and beginning to come in unison. And if you remember too, your Prime Minister said that he didn't even receive an aid before he ventured into this particular initiative. So it tells us that, look, we can do it. If the political will is there, if the leadership drive is there, we can all pull in and then, of course, achieve maximum drive on what we're doing too. The Vice President, first and foremost, loved the political will that the Prime Minister Abe is bringing. He loved the leadership skill, he loved the commitment, he loved the project, his policies, his futuristic plan for all surpass, and these things have come. We might still be on earth and we might not still be on earth, but the legacy matters a lot. That, look, during your time as a Prime Minister, this was what you forcefully brought into place. So the Vice President clearly likes the leadership skill, he likes the government and people of Ethiopia, he likes that. And then given the history of Ethiopia too, if you remember too, before that event he went around some of the archives of Ethiopia in terms of museums and city places, and you could see how overwhelmed he was in terms of getting happy with what he saw on ground. So it's an interface we can always share.
As you all may know, you must have heard about Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's a man of very bold vision. That is, vision sometimes can scare you away. And why we came here, so that we can go and let him know, and I believe that he will replicate it in a much more stronger, bolder scope than what we are seeing in Ethiopia today. He's very much interested in the diversification of the Nigerian economy, enhancement of exports, lines, just not concentration on oil and gas alone. So avocado is one of them, other horticultural crops, pineapple, mango, the rest of them. And prior to our coming here, there has been Mr. President and the Vice President has shown very strong interest in avocado, among other economic trees, cashew, cocoa. So this will only help to embolden and fast track the process of the implementation of Mr. President's bold and laudable vision for agricultural transformation and income diversification in the country.
Green Legacy Initiative is one of such, and you can't take that away, in terms of combating global epidemics, So this is one right initiative. He's gotten it right. I mean, from 500 million to 1 billion now, he's escalating it to 20 billion trees, you understand? And I can tell.
Tsagay Ababa, horticulture innovator and international florist, acknowledged the visit of the Nigerian delegation at his farm investment.
I think there are a lot of benefits for both countries, as Nigeria is the #1 population in Africa. We can export a lot to Nigeria. I have experience with Nigeria. I have been to Nigeria, invited by the former Nigerian president of Obasanjo. Yes, I have been there to assess the market of Ethiopian product to Nigeria, and also to attract Nigerian investors to invest in Ethiopia. So we can export to Nigeria, and then Nigerian can also invest in Ethiopia. There is no flour production, as far as I know. During my visit, there is no flour production. There is not that much vegetable production. So we can export to Nigeria. Nigeria is a big population, #1 in Africa. So this by itself is a big potential for us to look at options, not always to Europe. Inter-African trade is #1 to be encouraged. So that is #1. On the other side also, if we have also investors, always we are looking for investors from Europe, America, from Asia. Why not we mix African friends, African brothers to come and invest in Ethiopia? So this is a big potential. Investors like Mr. Dangote, yes, like him. There are many like him. Just if we invite them, they come. We have to take them seriously, like we are taking care of other Chinese or European or Asians. So both sides can benefit from each other.
He noted that such visits enhance agricultural investment cooperation and open doors for both Ethiopian and Nigerian investors.
Really, we have a very good relationship since we have our young government the last 7 years. The relationship is growing, and the Ethiopia and the Nigeria, Ethiopia have really a democratic government since the last 7 years. So Nigerians are looking for which country they want to cooperate. This is the right time for Nigerians to come and invest in Ethiopia. So the cooperation between Ethiopia and Nigeria is already on the way to be strengthened, but the visit of the Vice President is giving more value for the next step to be on one side. Ethiopian government is really doing a very good job expanding different type of agriculture, not one type of agriculture. Agriculture is vast. Look what is going on with the wheat production. It is revolution. What is going on with avocado? What is going on with the dairy, poultry? All this is a miracle for Ethiopia. So now in vegetable, in flowers, now we are boosting, and the government is giving a lot of attention, especially for vegetable, to organize the youngsters in cooperative or unions than to work together like what you saw today.
The Ethiopian government is taking significant steps to promote food self-sufficiency and expand agricultural exports. This comprehensive approach encompasses several key initiatives aimed at enhancing productivity and sustainability within the agriculture sector. A primary focus of the government is to support farmers through training, resource, and financial assistance. By equipping farmers with the necessary tools and knowledge, the government seeks to improve agricultural productivity and encourage sustainable practices. Investing in infrastructure is crucial, reducing post-harvest losses. The government is enhancing irrigation system, transportation networks, and storage facilities to ensure that agriculture products reach market efficiently and in good condition. This development is essential for maximizing the potential of Ethiopian agriculture. Innovation is vital for agriculture advancement. Facilitating market access is another critical initiative. The government is working to ensure that farmers can connect with both local and international markets, helping them find buyers for their products. Increased market access can significantly boost farmers' income and encourage further investment in agriculture. To enhance competitiveness on a global stage, the government is identifying key export crops and providing support to help farmers meet international standards. This export promotion strategy is designed to increase the volume of agriculture export, contributing to economic growth. A supportive policy framework is essential for agricultural development. The Ethiopian government is implementing policies that encourage investment in the agriculture sector. The policies aim to create favorable environment for both local and foreign investors.
Daawwannaan har'aa tokko wabii nyaataa mirkaneeffachuu keenyadha kan daawwatamu. Godinni keenyan beekamaa kana dura godina gargaarsa jala tureetii fi inishetiivii oomishaan turredha. Amma garuuyyuu wabii nyaataa mirkaneeffatee oomisha biyya alaa erguu irratti xiyyeeffannee hojjetaa jirra. Isaan keessaa tokko avokaadoodha.
We are working to realize food self-sufficiency and promoting export. Among these, avocado is the one, and in this visit, we've seen the process of avocado farming starting from its nursery up to export stage. And the second thing that we've shared with the Nigerian delegation is that how farmers benefits in rural corridor development and their farm work such as poultry, milk production, fruit and vegetables.
Wanni oomishu Itoophiyaa kanarra jiru nan oomisha jeetii yaadaan gabaa keessa jiru. Avokaadoon jira, maangoon jira, loomiin jira, burtukaanni jira. Wannan nabeen qabu gabaa Itoophiyaa keessa jiru numan oomisha. Alatti illee nan ergaa.
There are avocados, lemon, orange here. I produce different fruit and vegetables. I supply both to domestic and international markets. This visit will help us to promote our work to the global market. I really appreciate government's efforts promoting our work.